T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. All three engines up and burning. 2, 1, 0, and liftoff.
Coach on Fire Radio.
I am the tiger, dancing through the fire. I am the champion, and you're gonna hear me roar.
Good evening from Fort McMurray, Alberta. A beautiful day here in the northern Alberta. And this is Coach on Fire, High Performance Leadership and Coaching with Steve Bryant. Tonight is going to be a fantastic show. I just want to make one clarification. It was advertised that we would have the official Royal Princess of Hawaii, Anna Baker. And unfortunately, because of the circumstances happening in Hawaii right now, Anna is not able to make it. There's some family concerns going on right now. So our other guest, Rydell, has graciously brought in a phenomenal lady. I had a chance to talk with her earlier today. Her name is Didi Wong. And we're going to be talking tonight about millennial world changers. So one of the things I want to do, I want to bring in Didi first. Didi,
Yes.
it's been a joy talking with you, even just for a few moments earlier this afternoon. I understand that you're an international award-winning speaker, entrepreneur, designer, author. You are 2018 WEF's Woman of the Decade. You've won an award in entrepreneurship and venue, a speaker at the Global Entrepreneurship Initiative at the United Nations. Women, what's it called? Women of the United States show. And you were on stage with Michelle Obama and Jane Fonda, among others. You have authored a book called Yes to Success, to be released this summer. So tell me a little bit about yourself, Didi.
So thank you for inviting me on last minute. I am honored to be on the show, Stephen. Thank you so much. A little bit about myself. I'm from Hong Kong, born in Hong Kong, raised in England. Therefore, my slight British accent, because I've been in America for now over 20 years. So my education was in England. University was in Boston. I graduated from Boston University, and then I went to New York to work for Vera Wang, for New York City Ballet, for the Pier 59 Studios. And then my acting and love brought me to Los Angeles. So now I'm an entrepreneur, a serial entrepreneur, and an angel investor. I love to help young entrepreneurs grow their companies. I really love to support by financially giving back. And my other company also gives back to charity. It's called Social Spotlight Events. And my newest venture is called the Yes Academy, which is an entrepreneurial school where I teach about anything entrepreneurship. So I am doing it all. I'm filming a movie right now that's all about my public speaking, my journey into public speaking. And I also am on the #1 business online show called Entrepreneur Elevate, somewhat of a elevator pitch woman that people recognize. So that's all in a nutshell for you, Stephen.
Wow, that's a lot. You were talking about a couple of things that really caught my attention. So the Yes Academy, a little bit more about that as an entrepreneur school, as you said. You had mentioned that it's a results and a success-driven educational program for entrepreneurs and mothers, focusing on mastering their elevator pitch. One of the things in working with in the nonprofit world as an executive director with the Center of Hope and with Waypoints Community Services Association is being able to go out into the community with the elevator pitch, so to speak. So to you, what does that elevator pitch look like? I know you mentioned that we're living in a very fast-paced society, that a lot of times that people don't have a lot of time. You can give them 60 seconds of your time, and that's probably about their attention span or the amount of time they want to listen to somebody. So how would you put everything that you have into a 60-second elevator pitch? And what are the things that as entrepreneurs and as you're talking to people, and you've got that 60 seconds. What do you say?
It's actually not as difficult as people think. You have 60 seconds, which is a good short time, so you don't have to blabber on about nothing. You really want to start with an opener that is attention grabbing. So, and then you go into, I'll give you an example. I'm going to give you the points first. So you start off with the attention grabbing opener. Then you go into the problem of what your product or your services will resolve, and why is it unique? Why are you or your product unique? And then you end with some type of a connect. So you either ask for the business card or ask for their phone number, or you ask for literally a meeting to happen. So that's 4 points only in 60 seconds that you have to remember. So an opener would be something like, entrepreneurs nowadays lead the world. 90% of entrepreneurs fail. Why is that? So then you right away, you talked about the problem. You talked about, you got them with entrepreneurs run the world, like Steve Jobs, like Elon Musk, the big names, Mark Zuckerberg. You can think about these things. You open with grabbing them with these celebrity names people know. Then you go into the problem. But 90% of them fail. Why is that? Then the solution is the Yes Academy sees a niche in entrepreneurs and young entrepreneurs who leave their paying jobs paycheck to paycheck, but then they have this lump sum of money that they may have borrowed from the bank or from their parents or the family or friends, and then they waste it. They throw it down the drain because they have no idea what to do with that money. And so this is what Yes Academy does. You come to my workshops, you come to my retreats, and I actually tell you step by step how you should spend that money, what you should do in order to make something happen rather than just throw that money down the drain. And then you end with, now that you heard all of this, I would love to offer you, a free workshop to come to my school, or, can I get your contact so we can be in touch, So that's pretty much the 60-second elevator pitch perfected about me and school.
I'm sold. That sounds great, Didi. A couple other things too that you mentioned. You mentioned J2D2 designs. Almost sounds like a Star Wars type of design. Tell me a little bit about that.
Okay, so J2D2 designs is very close to my husband and I's heart because it's about our children. J is Jean-Pierre is our oldest child. Joliette is our second daughter. So J2, two J's, and then two D's. My twins are Dion and Dior. So we decided we'd call it J2D2, which is easy to remember because of our D2, just like you said. Name to our children, our 4 children.
Oh, that's wonderful. You were talking too about being a judge on the #1 digital recording or record-breaking business show, Entrepreneur Elevator Pitch. And the last season or last episode in season 1 had 23 million views. That's phenomenal. Yeah. And you were saying earlier about featuring, being in a feature documentary called Impact, about your life as a public speaker. So if you could give us kind of a trailer of what that movie is about, what would it be?
So it's about 3 different people. One is a public speaker, which is me. One is a CEO of a company who has not made a single dollar. So you'll see his life. Me as a green speaker who's never done it before, and how my journey into stardom will be. And then you'll have a third person who's a salesperson who wants to start up a company, and how she goes about pitching to get the money in order to start the company. So there are 3 different storylines in this movie, and it's very heartfelt, and it's displayed. It's definitely filmed in 4K, which is really high tech, beautiful cinematography, and you follow these 3 people, and there's going to be a lot of tears, a lot of tears of joy as well, and you'll see my journey in becoming this amazing speaker through my stories and my messages about my husband, my parents, and all my adversities and challenges that I've faced in my life.
That's good to hear, Didi. One of the things that caught my attention is a lot of people, and of course, what I've done as executive in my executive positions with the Center of Hope, and again with Waypoints, is dealing with people who have gone through adversity. And what would you do? How would you, I guess, in a sense, how would you talk to somebody that is going through adversity or just recently come through adversity? What would you tell them? That I'm sure, watch the film, because I think a lot of times people, because they've gone through that adversity, think, well, there's not a lot of hope for me or my life because I've gone through this, and they kind of get caught in that. So, what would you tell them? How to transform your life out of adversity? How can you take that adversity really kind of as a stepping stone into success?
Yeah, so I say that adversities is a great thing, because you have experience, and you have stories to tell. And I would say the very first thing in order to change your life is to find a mentor, somebody who is living the life that you want to live, who has the surrounding people as well as environment and space that you want to be in. And if you can find that person and just ask to mentor with them, that is already the first step, and then you have to be coachable. You have to be able to not be stuck in the pain and the suffering and woe is me. Be open to changing up your thoughts, changing up your feet and how you do things, just because you really trust this mentor, just because you really feel that they help you. That's a big step to change life. And then as you start surrounding yourself with people that the mentor is surrounding us with, you start to see different perspectives on life. And so when you surround yourself with the right people, you'll automatically start to influence them, and it will start to play and that's my advice for getting out of ST.
That sounds great. I often give a new catchphrase to speak is your vibe drive. And I love that too. And we're just thinking that probably in the last 4 months, being who I am and people understand what I'm doing is to attract a lot of phenomenal like Rydell, you're one of my heroes. And again, if you just went, but that membership is huge today. I was on a meeting with a leader, and I said to him, I said, but in emerging, I said, what are the pain points? So to speak, the best, what would you like to see happen in your school and some different places? What he said, and that 1 hour into a meeting, and I feel just first life, and if ever be able to connect with somebody and had some type of meeting. So he said this one, he said, I wish somebody would just come up to me, his name is ASA, and he said, just play around, what can I help you? What can I do for you? How can I help you succeed? And for me, I thought, wow, that's what it's all about, is just what you just mentioned, having that person that becomes a mentor, that's to listen to their and helps, and they hear that advice and say, here's what I want to help you with, here's what you are, you're going to listen, and to see that happen. I'm meeting with him, and I'm excited about that, thinking, I could be that guy, and help him. So, that's tremendous. One of the things that really caught me when you were at the center, I think I had this station with my first show with Colette Close and mentioned Janfield. And I'm looking here as DO author success breakthroughs with the legendary Jack Canfield. So tell me a little bit how that collaboration came about.
So I just have an amazing company that helps me really with the right person. So they introduced me to Jack Canfield, and this is a book about a lot of different experts' success stories. So actually my chapter in the book got the editor's choice chapter. So it's going to be launched at the end of summer. So I'm really excited about it, obviously. And then Jack is actually doing Hollywood Live. Actually, I don't even know if I'm supposed to say this, but so you may be the first to hear.
Ooh, all right.
It's a live show that he's going to be hosting. See this. But he's such an soul. For those who you listening, he is the creator of Chicken Soul. The Chicken Soup for the Soul series, and he just gives and gives and gives and gives, and I was just so honored to be able to co-author this book with him. And I am having a quick offer, since this is the topic right now. I am offering anybody who wants to, who is listening, the book. And if you just email me, Didi@didiwong.com, using the code Coach on Fire, And so this way I can give you either a free workshop at the Yes Academy or free 30